Hey everyone, it's Matt from Train Sim Society. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. So TSW6 is officially here in early access. Now, early access went live today at 4 p.m. British summertime for PlayStation and Xbox players, 6 p.m. for Steam and Epic players, but only if you've pre-ordered the deluxe or special editions. Now, I definitely don't want to frame this as a brand new sim because in reality, we all know it is the same foundation that we had before, just with new features and new routes being added on top. But either way, it's a big release day and a lot of folks have been excited to finally get their hands on it. Now, one important detail to know right away is how compatible content is being handled. Steam players can download compatible content now. PlayStation, Xbox, and Epic players need to wait until the full launch on September 30th to bring over their compatible content. Special edition buyers also get a bundle of 5 other add-ons, which is a nice bonus, but again, it's only Steam that has access to the wider collection at this stage. Now, here is where the excitement takes a bit of a turn. Unfortunately, Xbox players in particular have been hit with a very rough start. Now, Dovetail has confirmed that an outdated build was pushed on Xbox, causing texture and timetable issues. Now, these go well beyond minor hiccups. The forums are currently flooding with reports of flickering graphics, services that don't load correctly, and also in some cases, the game completely refusing to get past the loading screen. Very frustrating, and it definitely begs the question of how these wrong builds keep getting pushed live after so many launches. This is definitely not the first time this has happened. But first, I want to move into what has been officially acknowledged by Dovetail in their launch article here. Now, these are known issues going into early access that they have listed themselves. Random door faults can show up in scenarios, and train faults sometimes don't display properly in the UI if you've got driver assist turned on. Temporary speed restrictions aren't triggering in services when you start on foot, and mastery sign-in isn't currently working. TSRs can unintentionally appear on special edition back catalog routes after you completed TSW6 core route service with TSRs enabled and then switch to a second service. They may appear in a non-prototypical way. Now, looking at the Riviera line, the Class 220 Voyager has a break release problem if you miss a DSD or vigilance acknowledgement. In the limited power scenario, the master key cannot be toggled in the Class 802 1J74 Plymouth to London Paddington guard mode service fails to close doors after the load passenger's objective. There's also a numbering error on the Class 52 Rail Tour Loco. Now, on the Morristown line, PS5 players may see crashes when loading the ALP45DP services. At Summit Station, the climb up prompt isn't appearing at both platforms, and station announcements at Secaucus and New York Penn stop working after about 20 minutes at the platform. Some interior lights fail to turn on in buildings around the Hoboken Terminal Station. For Leipzig to Dresden, there's an objective bug in the Leipzig's Big Helper scenario, an unlocalized tutorial prompt in the BR294 training module, and of course, scoring problems when running under the speed limit. I'm so mad that these issues are back yet once again. Very frustrating. During service EZK53379, all signals are incorrectly showing aspect SH1. There are also some floating vehicle models near Leipzig HBF. So that is it, at least a part of the article. But now, alongside of these issues, the community has been sharing their own experiences in the forums, and it is a very rough read. On PS5, players report a loud audio click on load and then all audio cuts out until they quit the game. On Xbox Series X, players report the game not starting or getting stuck on loading. There are also cases of graphics constantly flashing in and out across all 3 new routes, making them basically unplayable. Some players report Cardiff and Zwolle showing as 10 megabytes in size on Series X, which obviously isn't right, and one player even spotted that the memorial bench at Dawlish is missing from the scenery. So I think it's very clear here that they got an earlier build, as I previously stated. You know, all of this really is a shame because the run up to TSW6 has generally been very positive in my opinion. You know, after multiple launches in the past with similar struggles, you would hope that these problems wouldn't keep happening, but here we are yet once again. Now, as of the time I'm recording this video, we do have a status update that is worth bringing up. Dovetail said they've been pushing updates to Xbox builds, which should resolve many of the initial reported issues on certain routes. They confirmed the new core TSW6 routes, that's the Riviera line, Leipzig to Dresden, and Morristown line, should now be working as intended, with texture issues fixed for Riviera and Leipzig to Dresden, and both texture issues and missing timetable content resolved on Morristown. They're still seeing build issues affecting special edition add-ons and Naviker Dresden, and are working to update those builds, but right now they recommend not installing special edition content while updates are in progress, as it may cause issues loading the game. Updates can take a few hours to load into your system, so definitely check for updates and restart your game to apply them. They also acknowledged PS4 builds are outdated, said it is a top priority, and promised to share more news once they push an update. For now though, if you were thinking about pre-ordering just to jump into early access, my advice would be to hold off at least a day or two, especially if you're on Xbox. Let the dust settle, see what patches come through, and then make your decision. Curious on what you guys think about this very interesting start to TSW6. Have you run into any of these issues yourself, or are you waiting for the full release to try it? I would really like to hear your experiences below. Take care guys, happy rail simming.